Obviously, they laid off a whole bunch of people, this and that, laid all these people off or whatnot.
And in
And
every department, in every entity they have, like ESPN dealt with layoffs. I'm sure that their other entities dealt with layoffs also.
and when I also found out that a lot of people has been unsubscribing to Disney Plus. They've been unsubscribing to Disney Plus. Pretty much all of the streaming services that Disney have, people have just been leaving these services. Which the reason why that really boggles my mind is because I remember you, and not just you, but a lot of people were saying how these streaming services, are taking over. That's why people don't go to these movie theaters anymore, etc., etc. But people are leaving these streaming services. I think they were like close to like almost a billion. Like I think they almost lost. I think a billion. I have to go back and look, but I think it's close to like
Yeah,
$1
you gotta
billion
look at
dollars.
okay, $1 billion. Okay, that makes more sense.
What happened?
Because I thought you were gonna say a billion subscribers, and I doubt that. I doubt that happened. But
No,
you
no, no,
said
no,
dollar.
no, no.
You said dollar.
Yeah. Like they've lost so much freaking money when it comes to their streaming services. Now, Hoovy, you always hate when I said this, but so instead of me just saying it, I'm just going to ask you one quick question. Then, you don't think them constantly being woke has anything to do with this whatsoever? Like, not even a small percentage?
No.
You don't think that has you think it's 0% anything to do with everything that's the agenda that they've been pushing in recent past? You think that has nothing to do with it whatsoever?
No.
Okay, why do you think people are leaving their platform?
First of all, I don't know if they're leaving the platform or not. I don't know. I don't have. You have to give me the numbers to that.
Okay.
Also, I think because this actually has a lot to do with the last topic we have, and I'll tell you why. You have a company in Disney who decided, we're just gonna buy everything. But we bought The Simpsons, we bought ESPN, obviously. I think they've been on ESPN. I don't remember when they bought them, but I know they bought Fox, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they bought Fox. They bought all their properties. They bought Star Wars. They bought Marvel. And they have a lot of things in their portfolio. That costs money. Lots and lots of money. And when you have that, and like I said, I don't think the quality of the shows are. Look, I'm not gonna say that the quality of it is not a reason. I do think it's part of the reason. I do think the quality of the shows are hurting. I think when it comes, like it does depend on what you're talking about. If you're talking about Marvel, it could be the woke stuff. It could be I don't know.
Wait. So now you're considering that it could be?
Yeah, it could be. But I can tell this right now as someone who watched the Marvel stuff, who don't watch it anymore. Like that stuff, like a lot of that stuff gets old. I got bored of it. It's not interesting. It just isn't.
Well, let's be real here. You didn't really care about the previous Marvel stuff either.
I watched it. I watched a lot of that stuff, and then I just dropped it because it to me. I think superhero fatigue is a thing. I also think that them abusing, all this other stuff when it comes to Star Wars, which they've overdone, Marvel, which they've overdone. I think that also plays a part into it, and I also think that it's very hard for a company to buy all these fucking properties and all the other stuff and then manage them correctly. I just think that it's too much. Is why that is why mergers are frowned upon for the most part when it comes to this country in the business, because when you bring these mergers, yeah, you add to your portfolio, but you also have a bunch of stuff that you have to look into. It's not just, hey, we just bought it for 10 million and that's it. No, there are people who work there who you have to pay if you want to keep them. You have all these properties where you're like, okay, well, let's see if we can get someone to do this. Let's see if we can get someone to do that. And if it's not good, then you get someone, like some people are gonna ask, okay, why is this not good? Why is it like this? Why did Indiana Jones flop? You know what I'm saying? It's always like you always have to ask these questions, and I don't think it I think you think it's more simple as, oh well, the woke stuff and all the other stuff. I think it's a lot deeper than that. I think it's a
combination. I think it's a combination because let's just be real. A lot of these movies just haven't really been good.
Yeah, and that has nothing to do with woke culture at all. It has nothing to do with it. It just, a lot of these movies simply are not good. And we've also talked about this in private chat, that I feel like a lot of these superhero movies, the special effects are fucking trash. Fucking trash. I just saw a clip from The Flash, and I get it, not the same, but like I saw a clip from that Flash movie. Mm-hmm. Fucking the special effects are horrendous. They're not good. And I look at a movie and I was watching they were showing clips of The Dark Knight, because the Dark Knight came out 15 years ago today. Mm-hmm. And you look at the action in that movie and how great it was.
Yeah.
And you're not getting that type of cinema. You're not getting that type of cinema right now, especially when it comes to the hero movies. You're not getting that. And I get it. Dark Knight's a different thing. Is more grounded in reality. I get it. But that's the type of stuff I want to see. That's the type of stuff I want to see. I don't want to see 3 versions of the same stupid fucking hero teaming up to do some stuff that I don't care about.
But even with all of that, that you have mentioned, and saying, because I even said, to a couple of people, is it really superhero fatigue? Is that the problem? And you remember Chris Gore, right? You remember Chris Gore he used to be in G4?
Yeah. I remember him.
Oh, okay. I remember him giving a really good example of sometimes you need what did he say? I think he said something about you need a movie. Depending on the genre, you need some type of break. You need a movie break. So, for example, if all you did was watch, horror movies, for the past month, it'll be beneficial for you to, break it up and try to watch maybe, whether if it's a kids movie or maybe a comedy movie. It's not good for your psyche to just constantly consume horror movies all the time.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes for, superhero movies. If all you're going to be doing is just watch superhero movie after superhero movie after superhero movie, eventually, it starts to get stale. Even if the movie is good, people will eventually, just get tired of constantly watching all these superhero movies, and then you're putting them in all these, series. You're putting them, in these cartoons. You had all the what if stuff. It's just constant, superhero after superhero. And the reason why I mentioned the woke stuff is because there's been a lot of conservatives, and Christians who actually went on social media saying that they are canceling their subscriptions with Disney Plus, and that people are not even going to the theme parks because they feel now a lot of the stuff that they show, to their kids are constantly in question. Oh, I have to question, this. I understand that you try to represent, but everything is constantly about sexuality or race changes, and people are getting really fed up with that, so they just stop supporting Disney. And In addition to that, you and I had this conversation before. The fact that Mario and Sonic has done so well, and we seeing that all these superhero movies has been doing poorly, I don't think 100% of it is actually superhero fatigue. Now, if you don't think Mario and Sonic are considered superheroes, then I would like to hear your thoughts on that. But
Yeah.
I
Give me a few.
consider them as heroes. What
Keep
happened?
keep keep talking. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Yeah, I consider Mario and Sonic as heroes. I do, or superheroes. So to speak. Now, you could say, well, they're not on par, with Superman or Spider Man. Like I could understand why it's hard for you to compare them, with a DC or a Marvel hero. But to me, I still think it falls somewhat under the same line. You know what I mean? So how is it that those movies could do so well, but yet you have all these other Marvel and DC movies, doing so poorly? I honestly think a lot of the woke stuff has something to do with it to some degree, or with the character changes. A lot of people have been complaining about it, and I don't think it's a coincidence. Like, how is it that you have all these people complaining, and then we mentioned Bud Light and Target, just a few moments ago. I think all of this stuff relates. All of this stuff is relatable. I think when you put everything together, when you compile all this information, the common denominator is they're just being woke too much. And with that being said, if people are going to leave because of it, it's all Disney's fault at the end of the day. You can't sit here and tell me, well, how is it that you guys are doing so bad, but these movies over here are doing so well? It just doesn't make any sense to me. Especially if they're under the same genre. It doesn't make sense. Are you there? Okay, Hoovie's gone. I'm gonna read this real quick. Let me see what it says. It says, but I believe that everyone should be able to believe and practice what they choose, and in an alignment right. In fact, one of the articles of faith in my church, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, states that we claim the privilege of worshiping the Almighty God according to the to our own conscience, and allow all men the same privilege. Let them worship how they want or how they may. I believe that we don't get to choose, who we love, the attraction, and everything is neutral. Now, this is pretty much what I'm reading is um hold on, neutral. However, I don't believe this sort of thing needs to be a major plot. Okay, yeah, a major plot point of children's movies. I do not want race nor sexual theory to be brought up in
Well,
these movies.
what are you reading?
This article of what a lot of people have been saying about the Disney characters. So what they're saying here is that they don't want these movies to teach. Hold on, let me read it. I want these movies to teach everyone that they are brought more together by our similarities than we are separated by our differences. I want to be in a full control of the type of message that are being put in front of my children, to give themselves a firm foundation to make their own decisions when they become adults. So again, if people are going to constantly complain about whatever it is, because again, at the end of the day, this is Disney's property. They could do whatever they want. Understood. But at the end of the day, you are still serving the people. And if the people do not like what you're doing, if the fans do not like what you're doing, and they decide to back out and no longer go to your parks, no longer subscribe to your services and go to your movies, this is all Disney's fault. All of that is all Disney, 100% Disney's fault. And with the combination of movies are not good, with the combination of superhero fatigue, like, come on, like, Disney needs to start making the change. But here's the problem: the changes that they are making, that doesn't mean that all of their staff or employee is going to be there when they make those changes. Obviously, what we've seen with ESPN, you know what I'm saying? So they're just gonna have to downsize. They're just gonna have to continue to downside all the way across the board, not just with ESPN, but with everything. Because if people,
I feel like they've already done that, haven't they?
what happened
I feel like they've already done that.
with everywhere?
Yeah, yeah. I feel like they've done that.
Oh wow, okay. If they I didn't see any articles stating that they have downsized on everything. I thought it was just
I mean,
ESPN and some of the network.
ESPN obviously because their business is personality driven, right? They have people faces on there. Like when it comes to like Marvel or whatever, like you need the actors there. You need the actors there to do their job, right? But these ESPN personalities, a lot of them been there for a long time, and they figured, okay, we're just going to downsize, and it's the easiest one to downsize.
ESPN.
Yeah, it's the easiest one to downsize.
I'm going to. Do you? Okay, no. Let me ask you. I'm not going to make the prediction. Do you think they should start selling assets?
Um, actually, I think they should.
Oof.
I actually think they should. Cause like I said before, when you have a company, when you have a big company like that, and you have all these tentacles, you have all these things in these different places. There, it's very hard to manage all of it. It's very hard to manage all of it. Like I said, we're gonna talk about that in the next in our last topic. But I feel like that type of stuff is hard to manage all of that.
Hmm.
And then you have a situation where you have this side here, they're making a movie that makes no sense. They have this movie who's doing something that a lot of people don't like. And the thing, to me, I think the thing when it comes to the woke stuff that you talk about, I don't think is the woke stuff. I don't think bothers me as much as it's kind of like a company who is. You have a company like Disney telling you, you know, trying to send messages about equality and all the other stuff when their track record goes against that. Where they're trying to tell you, oh, this person this person that. We're trying to, you mentioned all the race changes and all the other stuff, and they're trying to virtue signal, and I don't need my virtue signaling from a company who I know for a fact does not care. They don't care. We know they don't care.
Yeah, but remember, because I remember you had posted an article about the Little Mermaid, and then I had said later on I said watch the movie is not going to do well, and it hasn't. The movie did
Well,
poorly overall.
it did poorly overseas. I think it did well here. I think it did poorly overseas. But
Mhm.
even with all that, right? I think this is why, in my opinion, why you don't let major corporations merge with each other. At least you don't get one major company buying everything. So there's no way you could one person or even a few people can manage all of that.
Yeah.
I just don't think you can. And the reason why they did that was because they were going to have a subscription service. Tell me if this sounds familiar. They bought this because they had a subscription service that they needed content for.
Hmm.
So it's very easy to fill up the content with with a bunch of stuff, in it. And frankly, a lot of it don't have to be good as long as it's content.
Yeah.
As long as you like it or what, as long as you subscribe, then boom, they got your money. And there was something else I wanted to say, but I forgot. Um, yeah, damn, I forgot. I mean, you can have the last word. If I remember, then I'll let you know. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
hold on. Wait,
Go
hold on.
ahead.
Let's be calm. Let's be calm. 'Cause I think I saw something that I think I saw something here somewhere. Like Ryan Meadows said that there is superhero fatigue every 4 months. Some new Marvel movies coming out. And oh yeah, now I remember what I was gonna say. Personally, when it comes to the superhero movies, right now, yes, I don't know if you count Sonic as one or Mario as one or whatever. But I think what we're seeing right now is the other shoe dropping when it comes to superhero movies. Remember, Spider-Man 1 started all of this because before then, superhero movies were a joke. They were a joke.
Yeah.
A lot of them were not good. I remember watching Spawn. That movie sucked. There was one Superman movie that I watched that was not good.
Which
I think
one?
that's the one with Brendan Roth on it as Superman. Yeah, that movie sucked.
Wait, Superman Returns?
I don't know if it was I don't remember. It might have been Superman Returns.
No, I thought the movie was okay. But all
Nah,
right, go
that
ahead.
movie sucked. It definitely wasn't Man of Steel. Man of Steel, I think, was a very good movie.
I think you're talking about Superman Man Return, the one where the bullet went to his eye, and then
Yeah,
and yeah, that was Superman Return.
yeah, that movie sucked. Um,
Wow. Okay.
yeah,
I thought the
but
movie was
like,
fine.
yeah, but
But yeah,
like,
but you also had Blade. That one was really good.
yeah, it was fine, but it wasn't like a major. It wasn't a major hit. It was good. It had 3 sequels. The last movie I don't think was very good.
Yeah, the last one was garbage.
Yeah, but but then it became the it thing in Hollywood to do a superhero movie after Spider-Man. It became
Yes.
the hit thing, and over time, trends like one way or another always falter at the end of the day. They always we saw it in wrestling. Wrestling during our time when we were younger, when we were teenagers, wrestling was the hot thing. Was the hottest thing one of the hottest thing going right now for us.
Yeah.
Ratings through the roof and all that jazz. Now it's not that way anymore. And I would argue that the wrestling in general is better now than it was back then, but a lot less people watch.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just not the hot thing anymore. Sometimes these trends tend to have a beginning, an apex, and then you have a decline. Now it could bounce back, but right now you're seeing the decline. You're seeing the decline because at the end of the day, it's very hard to maintain this. Look at the Marvel for example. It's very hard to have that keep going higher and higher and higher. At some point, there's going to be a decline
Yeah.
because when you have guys who like you look at guys Robert Downey Jr. who retired as Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
You got Chris Evans who retired as Captain America, right? And then you have all these new heroes that are coming out, and like I know you know a lot of these heroes, but a lot of other people don't. And remember, at the end of the day, I know Rudolphi said this, and let me mention this. He said that my issue with Disney is the family aspect. Every movie, I want my Marvel films rated R. I understand that, but that's not going to get you a whole bunch of. That's not going to get you an audience. That's not going to get you a massive audience. What's going to get you the massive audience is what they were doing with Spider-Man and up to that point. Like they want because remember all the merchandise, all that stuff. A lot of that is sold to kids. It's sold for kids. That's why you have the Iron Man backpack and all the other stuff. Like that stuff is catered to the kids. That's their target audience. Yeah, you'll have the occasional movie like the original Deadpool or Logan, who's rated R, but it's fantastic.
Yeah. Go
Or,
ahead.
or that are fantastic. But those movies are few and far between because at the end of the day, those movies don't make money. At the end of the day, at least they don't make the type of money that the special effects warrant. What the
Hold on. Let me look for these keys. Hang on.
okay. Yeah, so Rudolph, like I was saying, like they want that big boy money. That's what they want. They want that mommy and daddy money. That's what they want. I don't think they want like you said before. They have these movies and they want kids to be a big part of that. One they'll grow. Those kids will grow up and hopefully for their sake they'll grow up still being being fans of those movies and then they'll take their kids to the same movies. You know what I mean? Like it's just how it is. I don't want to read any comments before Steve gets back. Because I don't know what he did when I was gone. I ain't gonna lie to you. I had to, bro. My stomach killing me, man. I had to drop him, bro. And you know, I'm still hurting. I'm still hurting. I hate to give you guys all that information, but I'm still hurting, man. So, but I feel
No,
like
you said you're still hurt. What about what?
my stomach's still hurting.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
um, but yeah, like if you like, I'm not gonna read this, but I just wanted to show you real quick. I'm just gonna highlight it for you,
Okay, I got you. I got you.
where it says Disney hasn't quite. Let me see. Ahead of Walt Disney Quarterly, company revealed that Disney had lost 4 million subscribers. The number marked to continue to decline for the streaming have lost 2.4 million in the last quarter of 2022. Oh, this is an older article. The larger chunk of subscriber losses
Wait,
this
what
time
you wait. Let me put this in full screen. Hold on. How many subscribers did they lose?
4 million.
Let me
And
see.
the numbers mark a continued decline for the streamers having lost 2.4 million in the last quarter of 2022.
So that's pretty much what like November, December. So it may be old, but it's not that old.
Yeah.
And 4 million subscribers is not little.
No.
That's not good.
No, that's terrible. That's awful. And let me skip this and says meanwhile Disney owns streaming services Hulu, ESPN subscribers numbers have remained strong. The former gaining 200,000 subs, and latter gaining 400,000. Eager also announced a plan to make Hulu content available on Disney Plus. Let me see if there's anything else important. Okay, there's nothing else important. Let me see if I could find the last one real quick.
But I'll tell you this straight up. Hulu is the best app they have. Between those three, Hulu is the best one by far. And I have all three. I have it in a bundle. And Hulu is easily the best one.
Or Hulu is.
hmm
Hmm.
I was watching this a Christmas movie on it yesterday. No, not yesterday. It was yesterday. It was yesterday. I watched it.
Okay, this is the one. This is the one where I was talking about almost a billion. Okay.
But
So
you want to know what that Christmas movie I was watching?
Die Hard.
You know it so well.
Yeah. Um. So Disney faces 900 million in losses after major box office disappointments. So I'm just going to read just this first part.
Yeah.
Disney is facing a massive losses even after a summer full of big releases. According to box office analyst Vigilant Renegade, Walt Disney has lost nearly 900 million, so practically nearly $1 billion
hmm
following its last 8 studio releases, including box office flops like Lightyear. Now, and I told you this was going to happen when you and I had that argument about Chris Evans. I remember you and I had that argument,
hmm
but because remember, I think when Toy Story 4 came out, didn't that movie come out like 2019, 2020?
I don't remember.
I think 2019 or 20, and Lightyear just came out just 2 years after
hmm
2022 last year, and it didn't make any money.
Yeah, 'cause it was 'cause
Uh,
it was a movie about a guy, and it wasn't Toy Story. They thought it was gonna transcend, and it didn't. It simply didn't. Like look, I also think that streaming absolutely has had an effect on movie theater business and vice versa.
yeah, but people leaving the streaming business though.
Yeah, that's true. But the thing is that I think it's hurt movie theaters also. I think people have an expectation when it comes to certain things, and those expectations are not being met.
Hmm.
I think they're not being met. Like you go to the movie theater for this big experience, but would you really go to a movie theater if you can just watch the movie streaming?
I will always prefer to movie theaters.
Understand,
So
but not a lot of people aren't that way. And also, it's important to note that if a movie look in a movie theater, it's a lot harder to walk out of a movie theater than just to go on stream and just shut off the movie if it sucks. It's a lot harder to just walk out of a movie because, like you said, you might have gone with somebody, or like you feel like I watched it, so I paid for it, so I have to watch it. When it comes to streaming, if a movie sucks, then they're just gonna just turn that shit off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As long as the content there, a lot of people just don't care about the they don't care about the. I think these companies, for the most part, don't seem to care about the quality. And if they want quality in their movie, it's gonna cost them money, and I feel like it's money that they don't want to spend. So it's like a chicken and the egg situation where they probably don't want to spend the money, but they also like there's a reason why you have 400,000 people leaving your streaming service.
Yeah.